Hi again, it's me. So this is actually gonna just be a continuation from the other video about Beaver Creek Trail, because when I got done with that hike, I went back to my car, I took a drink of water, and then I discovered that across the bridge and up the hill there's another sneaky little trailhead that probably is the one that goes down on the other side of that waterfall. That waterfall is so awesome. I definitely want to see as much of it as I can, and of course I just love the Siuslaw National Forest and hanging out here. And the other hike was only about 1.5 miles. This one is too, so that'll get me up to 3 miles, which feels much better for my hiking for today. So here we go. So I've just seen a little sign in the woods and a map, and I think I'm wrong, and this doesn't go to the other side of the waterfall. It actually seems to be going upstream, so it may go to another waterfall. I guess we'll find out. As is often the case in the Siuslaw, there are some epically huge Douglas firs in here. There's a lot of really beautiful birdsong out here. I hope you can hear that. It's very high-pitched and tweety. I'm starting to wonder if what I saw on my last hike, which I thought was Beaver Creek Falls, was actually a different view of Sweet Creek Falls from a higher, different, location. I don't know, but maybe that trail that I saw on the other side is the trail that I've already taken a couple of times, which goes up and looks down from the top of Sweet Creek Falls, and you don't get that like epic view of the size of it. So it's just so curious to me if that's what really happened. What a different experience it is to take different trails and look at things from different perspectives. Metaphor maybe? What I would also like to note about that is it was a totally honest and innocent mistake to get to the wrong trailhead from the directions I had, and the lack of labeling, and the fact that this one was so hidden. And look how much I learned. Like, if I were doing it right and doing it perfectly, I never would have had that awesome experience, and I wouldn't have been able to share it with you. I wouldn't have had all those thoughts that I talked about, and I wouldn't have grown from the situation, and neither would you. So how awesome that I took that risk and went through with it anyway and made that mistake and learned that lesson. I've heard a lot that it's not what happens to you that determines your outcome or your growth or the kind of person you are or your mental health. It's how you deal with it. And there's some caution that I have around that, in terms of invalidating people's experience, and the fact that things are hard and just sometimes we mentally don't have it or don't make it through. And I personally tend to come at things from more of a framework of resilience. And I've noticed, even sometimes when people can say, I've been through all this stuff, I had all this hard stuff happen, I had a lot of trauma, etc. And yet I'm happy for who I am, I accept myself, I've come to a really good place with myself. There still can be a lot of fear about taking risks. And people can get to a place of, now that I've been hurt or I've had those experiences, I don't want to try anything new. I don't want to invest. I don't want to be vulnerable again, because as is natural to happen and as our body is designed to do, we protect ourselves. And, we don't want that to happen again. It was scary. It was hard. We want to keep ourselves from having to do that. But I find that actually leaning into those things, not pushing through them, not forcing yourself to do them like a lot of us are, prone to do, leaning into them, flowing with them, learning our lessons that we need to learn from them, moving on, letting them go gracefully, with receptivity and vulnerability, helps us to always be growing and always be moving and always be welcoming our lives and our reality in every moment, to get to whatever the place is of our next point of evolution or our next path with grace and dignity and resilience. Like these trees I'm about to show you, which are awesome. Here we're coming to another waterfall. This must be the real Beaver Creek Falls. What a great day this has been. Oh, I'm so spoiled to live here. I'm reading a leadership book called Turn the Ship Around, which was recommended to me from a couple of different sources at different works. And so I decided to read it because I was kind of between things and feeling like I needed some stimulation in that way. And I've just started it, but it's really interesting because, similar to me, the author of the book, who was in the Navy, really wanted to give people a lot of autonomy and to inspire and empower them, which sound like really great things, and you would really like your team to be autonomously inspired and empowered. But similarly to something I learned in the past, where you can't wait for someone else to empower you, he's saying you also can't just inspire and empower others. There's really some ownership where others need to take responsibility, just like you do, for tapping into their own source of power and inspiration, and take ownership, bring those things to their work, their art, their lives, whatever they're doing, so that the autonomy comes from the confidence in their own source. I'm very interested in finding out about this. Another thing I've been learning about this week from a colleague is self-efficacy, which I'm really interested in. And it's about how your beliefs affect your performance and, basically what you think you can do, and that you can change these things. And they can be changed in a variety of ways depending on which is the most effective or influential for you. They could be, praise from someone else, reinforcement, or they could be a mastery experience. And I can't list them all because I didn't memorize the presentation, but it was really cool to think about. I'm loving all the fiddleheads coming out on the ferns right now. So cool. I'm back out to my car again. I've had 2 awesome adventures today and got 2 videos out of it just from trying stuff and getting out here. There's been not another soul out here, so I've been completely alone, which I love. And so I feel recharged and ready to go for my week and ready to give all this awesome energy to my coworkers and my clients and my family and anyone else who wants in on this, and to you, hopefully. And I just want to encourage you. Number 1, get outside. No matter where you are, go outside. Number 2, take a little risk, no matter how little, and try something new. Try something new. Be vulnerable to learning and to finding out who you're gonna be next. I can't wait to see. Peace.